Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Anyway, this is the Snap Map for Snap Map Top 5 for this week. How you doing? I'm Z Manzilla, and I played a lot of Snap Maps this week, and they were really fun. I played something to the tune of 22 Snap Maps this week. This is, by the way, for the week of August 28th, and I enjoyed many of them, and some not so much, but in any case, like I do every week, I go ahead and I put them in the order, and then I pick my 5 favorite, and I tell you a little bit about them and some of the other ones that I upvoted, and, you know, we all have fun watching that together. Hopefully that's the case. Now I do apologize, by the way, this video is coming out a little later than usual. There was some little bit of weirdness over the past couple days with Twitch that I had to deal with. So, but that got dealt with. The footage is in the can, and let's go ahead and get it shown to you right now. Getting things started this week at number 5 is Stress Killer by Psychonite141. This is a map that has it takes a lot of cues from survival-based experiences and also some of those like sort of money-based progression systems where you got to collect money and resources, but it does it in a much more complete way. I find I was really digging this one. Now there is a live system here. You get a couple of opportunities to try to figure out what's going on, and maybe die a couple times while you're learning, and get right back into the action. Now, there is some fun combat going on here that manages to stay exciting thanks to some really good AI management that's going on in this map. There are multiple modules to go through. This approach allows for more excitement and definitely some better strategy opportunities for the player. You get to kind of pick where to make your stand, and you have a lot of options that way. There's some good exploration going on. It's very hectic, intense, so that exploration doesn't, it's a risk-reward kind of exploration system. And there's an interesting module-based trap system going on in there that players can use to kind of try to collect resources faster. Now, player messaging, at least in the version I played, was a bit of an issue, and when I played it as well, the starting room was just a total death trap. So, I mean, getting out of that initial starting room is a bit of a challenge, but if you can squeeze your way through, then you're going to find, that there's just all kinds of craziness going on beyond that door. So definitely check this one out. Is highly recommended. This is Stress Killer by Psychonite141, and you can check that out with map ID MPFE6735. Coming in at number 4 this week is McDonald's Invasion by BusyMan123. Now, this map was really interesting. It's a great custom geo build with it sort of takes place in kind of a ruined city, and there's a fun kind of quirky story going on with it. Now, there is a checkpoint system, although you do have the option of also selecting a one life only mode for greater challenge, and that does come with a little point bonus as well if you make it through in only one life. Now, there is some fantastic combat going on here, including some really interesting, simple and effective jump scare techniques that really just leap out at you. I was really impressed by that, especially. Now, like I said, the combat and the action in this it's going to keep you on your toes. There's a lot of great stuff going on for the combat, and you have a really good loadout to work with there, and you get a lot of weapons along the way to help you out. Now, there are also a bunch of SnapMap community Easter eggs in this map. I really enjoyed that as well. I always love it when there's Easter eggs for the SnapMap community because it just does enhance that community feel. Now, a couple things I did sort of cite in here. There was this one bit where there's like a message that sort of opens up while you're in the middle of combat. It felt a little bit weird to run into that, and I do feel like the vision for the story sort of fell off a little towards the end, but not in a significant way. Other than that, it was just a whole lot of fun to play through this. You get to go in there, just rip and tear, and have this fun little story while you're doing it. Extra challenging, extra funny, extra great. It was a supersized meal of spectacular Snap Map experiences, and you know what? I'm loving it. McDonald's Invasion by BusyMan123. You're going to love it too with S7JN78RL. At number 3 this week is Stardew Valley Sublevel 1 by Terratella. Now, little full disclosure here, I did not actually finish this map. I actually ended up quitting it, and I'll explain why in a bit, but, it deserves to be here. There are a lot of custom mechanics going on in this map, a lot of custom UI, and it is all implemented to perfection. It has farming systems, crafting systems, resource collection systems, an excellent implementation of many of these custom elements, including an XP system that actually makes sense because this board features grinding, and you do have the ability to grind, and that I feel like that's an important thing for XP driven systems to have. Now the combat itself is actually very challenging and engaging, and there are some story elements in here that are expertly executed. They are spot on. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on, and it is a really good merger of a couple of different play styles. Now keep in mind that grind based progression is both a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because XP based systems really should have them for good implementation. On the other hand, grind based progression is kind of tedious, and it's one of the reasons why I don't actually play a lot of RPGs that feature grind based XP progression kind of stuff outside of Doom. Now the other thing to keep in mind, the gameplay does require a certain patience and tolerance for this style of play. So if you're into things like your Stardew Valleys and your Final Fantasies and your any Harvest Moon or other great examples of this, if you're into those kind of games, you're going to have a great time with this, because it's going to take all of those elements that you enjoy from those games, and it's going to add that Doom combat, and it merges it all expertly. You really just have to see it to believe it. I mean, the UI is just, it's very easy to navigate, and everything just works so well in this map. It's definitely worth checking out. That's Stardew Valley Sub-Level 1 by Terratella. You're going to want to check out E7PG 5Z62. This week's number 2 is an update of an old favorite, From UAC to Hell Prologue v1.7.0 by Dark Sniper. Now, the reason why this map is making another appearance here is there was a significant update made recently which addressed one of the big problems I've always had with the From UAC to Hell series, and that's the darkness. So we'll cover that in just a minute. First of all, the nuts and bolts. This is a lives-based experience, and you will find that the checkpoints along the way do reset, meaning that when you just because you killed a bunch of stuff before doesn't mean they're still going to be dead when you go back in. So be very careful there. You don't want to die if you can help it. Now, the dark and creepy atmosphere here is going to be about the same as you might remember from previous plays of From UAC to Hell, with the addition of a night vision mechanic that allows you to actually, for limited periods of time, use your night vision to kind of see what's going on there. You get a better glimpse at that excellent set dressing, and you have a much better chance of participating successfully in that challenging combat. Now, there are still some of the old things that are in play, for instance, the overcomplicated buttons that are used, and of course the set pieces can be a little snaggly at times, but like I said, that the inclusion of the night vision mechanic really does improve the experience so much. So it's that same great story, but with a new mechanic that's going to really help you out in finding some success there. So if you played it before, go back and play it again. That's From UAC to Hell Prologue v1.7.0 by Dark Sniper, map ID VKKFLM49. Before I reveal this week's number 1 map, let's go ahead and take a look at the other maps I upvoted this week, starting with Repower and Escape v3.0 by Jello Blado. This map fixes some bugs from the previous version, features some fun, challenging, exciting combat, some excellent set dressing and decal work, and an Easter egg that I really dug. Thank you very much for that. The next map I upvoted this week was TNT System Control by Watstha. Features some excellent custom geo work, some good secret hiding, very fun to play, and hey, Watstha's back. Isn't that awesome? Another map I upvoted this week was Syzygy by Sonnenbloom, and I hope I'm pronouncing that title right, by the way. Features some excellent action, some decent storytelling elements, and a section towards the end where the player has a little bit of control over the flow of action. Very well balanced as well. I dug it. Oh, and the sniper section was cool too. Another map I upvoted this week was The UAC Needs Your Help by Pepitoon64. This map legit made me laugh. It has some fun story elements, lots of trope subversion in there, and there's an Easter egg that just had me laughing out loud, literally. Very fun. You should check this one out. Another map I upvoted this week was Sector 3 Lockdown by IDDQ Drew. Features a good use of story elements to keep me interested in a style of play that I'm usually not into, namely the whole COD zombies thing. It's very well balanced, dangerous combat, great set dressing, and hey, one of the NPCs is actually named Bear Cornforth. That's awesome. Another map I upvoted this week was Trapped on Phobos in development by Banana123. It's a sneak peek at what Banana123 is working on as a follow-up to Trapped on Mars. Features some good hordes and some nice custom geo sections. Also has a funny NPC in it. This one's named Randy. It's a good week for funny NPCs. Another map I upvoted this week was E-Vortex by Slinky Doom. It's a good first attempt from someone here with a decent experimentation with new mechanics and a good horror mood that's going on there. Has some good set dressing and some custom story mechanics. Definitely, very cool. And finally, I upvoted a map called Break Like the Wind by, I don't recognize that name. In any case, this person right here made a map in which you fart on demons. So if you ever wanted to fart on demons, this is a good map for you. Definitely check it out. Those are all the upvotes I had this week. If you want to check out my plays of those, you can, and also all the other maps I played this week, you can look in the description of this video for links to my Twitch page. But hey, enough yimmy-yamming on right now. Yimmy-yamming, and what's that? Anyway, let's check out number one. This week's number one map is Hangar E1M1 Remix by Void Runner, and I was blown away by this map. There's several reasons for that. First and foremost, a lot of regular viewers will know that I have some sort of problems with reviewing anything that's sort of supposed to be a remake or a redo of a previous level. This one turned all of that on its ear by presenting a map that remixed the original E1M1 in a very interesting way. It used the E1M1 layout to create a modern-minded experience. It had both familiar and unfamiliar elements that keep the player on their toes. Everything in this map is made in a way that embraces the Doom 2016 mechanics, including the new ways that mobs attack people, the new ways that movement works. All of these things were taken into consideration and used to create an experience that's both familiar and unfamiliar. There are a lot of great surprises in here, some mind-blowing custom geo and prop work going on here, excellent loadout, a lot of fun, challenging combat, just great all around. And of course, this comes the part where I would usually give some feedback about some things I need to change, but I really can't do that with this map here. When you take something that already exists and you find a way to make it better, what can you knock about that? Really, I couldn't find anything in this map that I had a problem with, and that's amazing coming from, me, especially, again, somebody that's just not into doing, remakes and redos and remixes and things of that nature. I'm usually not into that stuff, but this is the second week in a row I've been blown away by such an approach, and in this case, it was done masterfully by Void Runner, so that you really do need to check this map out if you haven't already. That is map ID E8UUUPQV Hangar E1M1 Remix. Get ready to relive the old classic in a brand new way with some new surprises coming your way. And by the way, Void Runner, congratulations, you are my number one snap map for this week. Gotta get off of this guy. Oh, hi, hey. I hope you enjoyed that. That was the top 5 right there that you just saw. I hope you enjoyed that very much. And, if you want to see your map on the SnapMap Top 5, by all means, go ahead and comment in the description of this video. Leave me a map ID as well as a brief description, what you think I'm going to like about it, and I'll go ahead and take a look at it. Now, keep in mind, by the way, I'm going to be off for the next 2 weeks here, at least from the SnapMap Top 5. That's not going to come out again until mid-September. We're on a little bit of a break because I'm going to be playing the Music is Art Festival in Buffalo, New York on Saturday, September 9th. So if you happen to be in the Western New York area at the time and you want to come see Zilla, hey, that's the time to do it. I'll be playing one of the stages at about 12 o'clock. And on Saturday, as well as emceeing one of the main stages as well, and I'll be hanging out all over the festival all that week. In any case, if you like what I'm doing here and you want to help me out, help me buy more of these little guys here, or just buy me a beer. It's all good. All you got to do is head over to patreon.com/zmanzilla. Check out all the ways you can help out this channel. And hey, I have some great ways of saying thank you as well, so check that out as well. You can also head over to zazzle.com/drawnbutter. Take a look at some of the artwork I'm selling, some of the other things that I have for sale there that you can check out, some of the more creative stuff. In any case, that's been the SnapMap Top 5 for this week. I've been Z-Manzilla. You've been awesome. awesome, and I'll see you in a couple weeks once the thing picks up here. And by the way, I probably will still be streaming a little bit here and there. No promises, but just keep an eye out. Just go to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ZManzilla, to keep an eye out for me. So until next time, I'll keep snapping. Okay, keep snapping. Keep. Yes, loose screw is the best map ever.